Buzz, give me yayo. That's what Trump looked like he on, man. Trump is off the yayo. Trump, no, not off like he quit it, but he is on the yayo. So when I'm saying he's off the yayo, I'm meaning Trump is on the yayo. That boy is high out of his rabbit ass mind. He is zooted, and Benjamin Netanyahu is tooting it. This is what's going on with this clown ass president. Like I said, this dude is a failure. This is to people who like to defend Trump coming here, wanted to speak about the videos I make about him, and you Trump his credit. We in there annihilating Iran. We're bombing them and this and that. They ain't doing shit. But just fucking around with civilians. He ain't achieved one objective. He did all that shit. That was Andrew Charles. You got Jerry, who ain't brought his hoe ass around here. Thank God. Because he always got some old redneck backwood hoe ass shit, Europeanized immigrant shit to want to talk in this chat all the damn time. He don't know shit about America. And like I said, blonde hair, blue eye ain't America. Donald Trump ain't America. And I'm glad as fuck because I've been talking this shit for years ago to hear more and more content creators starting to speak on the origins of Donald Trump and where he comes from, and starting to speak more on the origins of a lot of people who have been placed into high positions in this country, and to ask the question as to where they come from. And that is one of the things that has been the thing that has plunged America. We got people who come from these countries to where conflicts have been part of the makeup and the anatomy of who they are and where the fuck they come from. And they have been allowed to inject that shit into this country because they come in here unvetted. And they've been allowed this shit for generations, decade after decade, and to find themselves placed into this goddamn nations and the fabric of it, while those who have built it find themselves kind of being not kind of, but being marginalized. But that's the thing that has to be reversed. It's things that has to be changed. It doesn't take a ton of fucking courage. Only a coward would view things that way. But just a regular, awakened, strong foundation human being will understand that shit. Foundational white people, let me go into some FBA shit. The foundational white folks have been overran by the tether white who have come into this country and has destroyed it. And the matter in which you see a tether who is currently in the White House being Donald Trump. Now, this coward mother effer get to talking all this tough guy shit, doing all this boasting and bragging like he a tough guy in a war that not him, not that little immigrant Russian ass KGB agent wife of his, and none of the little degenerate piece of shit offspring that he has created will fight in any of these wars. None of the, I don't even know if Hegseth got kids. I don't even think Hegseth like women. He just faked that little tough guy G.I. Joe shit, but he's somewhere behind the scenes doing some goddamn Fleece Johnson shit. He doesn't like women. So Hegseth ain't got no kids to fight in the war, but maybe Hegseth should go fight in these wars he's talking about. Put him in a Black Hawk down. So that's the way I feel with these clowns. These dudes are nobodies. They mean nothing to this nation. They embarrass this damn nation. America's a laughing stock of the world. And so now you see Trump place a deadline on these people in Iran and speak about this holocaustic shit that he was speaking about doing. He spoke about some holocaustic shit about annihilating these people from existence. He talked this shit today and saying Iran has to agree to this. Iran ain't agreed to shit. They made Trump tuck his little hoe ass tail because he's a monkey and wave a white flag. That Pakistan come in there and make this fool extends this shit like he constantly does and make it an additional 2 weeks. It's just going to be an additional, you're not going to do shit, Trump. You're going to continue to be, thank you for putting that term in the Velocity Cuts, a taco. Trump always cowers out. Simple as that. And I like what Iran has stood for, man. I like what Iran has stood for. And they have stood strong against this damn clown who think he can go over into this nation, which is thousands upon thousands of miles away from the coast of America, whatever closest coast, the East Coast. Thousands of miles. Even a fast-ass plane takes hours to get over to Iran, but this dumbass takes it upon himself to thinking that he can regulate, police the world, and tell nations what they can and can't do, what they can't have, who can be in charge of them, and so on and so forth. Hold on. Ray, you good? Yeah, so this is what it is with this clown. And he talks this little tough monkey shit. But he wants to tell people over in this region of the fucking world what to do for these immigrants. This shit is about tether ass people. Immigrants who ain't foundational to shit, taking it upon themselves to create chaos and conflict. So Trump takes it way over here to want to regulate the world when he's supposed to be fucking presiding over this shit right here called the United Goddamn States. Not no way over here clear across the other side of the goddamn planet. And these people have embarrassed this fool. Told him he ain't bringing shit through here. They have shut down this strait right here. This is a vital goddamn passageway for the shipment of a vital resource better known as oil. And I ran over here regulating that shit and told these fools, hey, homie, this is going to be the goddamn 10-piece plan. All that shit Trump talking about, we ain't agreeing to none of that shit. Then here go the demands from Iran. Iran wants a commitment to non-aggression from this bozo-ass president. They want a continuation of Iran's control over the Strait of Hormuz, acceptance of uranium enrichment. So bombing that damn nuclear facility and development place was wasted, null and void, a waste of time, a waste of a flight, and everything else you can think of. Waste of pilot training. What else they want? They want the lifting of all primary sanctions, the lifting of all secondary sanctions, the termination of all UN Security Council resolutions. They want a termination of all Board of Governors resolutions. That's probably dealing with them inspecting their nuclear facilities or something. They want payments for compensation. So they want full reparations from America. And even to come to this, so it may be that Trump and them made these backroom deals of repaying these people for the damages they have caused over there. So they want a withdrawal of U.S. combat forces from the region. They want cessation of wars on all fronts, including against Hezbollah in Lebanon. And they're going to get all of it. Because Trump and them going to walk away from the scumbag, Benjamin Netanyahu, who his sorry ass, little puppet on a string ass Trump has, jumped himself into an unwinnable conflict, a conflict that has destroyed this fool. If you've been looking at Trump, Trump looks awful, homie. Trump looks awful, homie. The signs of decay, the signs of defeat is written all over this dude. And it's probably just part of God's plan. It's just something that God is doing to a wicked motherfucker. And in the end, God really would win. Not the little fake God that these phony ass dudes talk about Christianity claim that they are. Trump ain't never been to church a day in his life. And here in this country, Christianity ain't nothing but a poor person's religion. Religion in this country ain't nothing but for poor people. People are easy to manipulate and whip into the shit, mentally mind fucking to believing in some old creation that wealthy ass clown people have created. Simple as that. Let me go into the chat. Tyrese says, laugh out loud, says Donald Trump. And then Matthew says, fuck Trump. And then Matthew says the only people still supporting Trump at this point are these mega snowflake simp high on says high on opium he met. Says high on that damn heroin and shit. They doing fentanyl and shit as well. Blasey Cuss says the straight of Hermos on deck. Move. Always motherfucking right. Goddamn right. And then Matthew says, he says, what is that? Keg's breath. I think that's Heg's. Yeah, Keg's breath has 4 kids according to Wikipedia. I guarantee them somebody else's kids. That bitch just put it on that. She saw a sucker, planted a kid on his ass. So them ain't that motherfucker kid. That motherfucker. If he do got kids, he definitely had the scientist put his motherfucking genetics into the bitch in the tube and then put it in there. You think bitches got cooties. Lasika says, happy monkey Taco Tuesday. And then, oh yeah, that's the other thing of bringing that shit up, man. People writing me on Facebook and Instagram. I'll be seeing y'all send me like the video clips because I got I guess it's a strike or it's they don't call them strikes. Well, they do give strikes over there on Instagram and all that shit. But I got a violation or a guideline violation and shit. It's been a long time since I had one over there, but I got another one. I was thinking I shouldn't put the video I put up, but they stopped me from being able to reply to certain comments, even though I'm able to post now. I just can't respond to some of the shit y'all send me, even though I can view it. And then, so I think I got one more day before I can respond or write back. And then Matthew says Trump mother is probably some inbred orangutan. Absolutely, his mama is. That's why that damn white dude whooped their motherfucking ass. Like I said, if I can ever get a damn press credential and go to the White House to do, one of the White House conferences and shit, I would, on God, ask that shit in the middle of whatever the event is to ask Trump about the white dude beating his mama the fuck up and handicapping her. And then Matthew says this as if Trump is this overgrown toddler, says in his huge playroom, the White House, says with a big Nerf pen sitting behind a Mattel desk, using his Hasbro notebook to sign official plays, says to sign official Play-Doh executive orders. Yeah, that old motherfucker don't know what he doing in there. And neither does Hexeg. These fools is going in here as some deranged people. I swear to God, I believe these fools are a bunch of Joe Biden's son ass dudes. What's Joe Biden's son? The one on cocaine and shit. I guarantee Trump and them are definitely passing around the 8 ball. These fools is snorting lines like a motherfucker. This old dude came to whatever press conference that was today, looking the high as fuck, and I wouldn't put it past myself to be able to, not to be able, but to without a shadow of doubt to make the accusations that Trump and them are on drugs. I really think Trump is on drugs. I don't know if his cocaine got fentanyl in it, but it got something. That's probably why all that red shit popping on his hands and his ankles swelling up and shit. His heart fucked up from all that cocaine and shit. And then Matthew says to help his fake friends, says who pretend to be a musketeer that sells electric Hot Wheels and buys Donnie anything Donnie wants, says with his monopoly pink, green, and blue money. He says, and if that means Melania says doesn't want to play dress up, says and bring Donnie his snackies before his nap, says he will just get in his Lego golf cart, says with his Fisher Price Fisher Price golf clubs. He went into naming all the damn various toys. And then Kenny Porter's right hand says, salute to myself in the chat. And then Matthew says, and leave her, says to play Barbie all by herself. Man, that bitch be playing with motherfucking I don't know what the fuck Melania played with. Her damn cooch is destroyed from all them years of prostituting and shit. She probably put a weed whacker on her clit just to be able to get off and shit. The Rose, what's that shit the girls got now? The Rose don't do nothing for Melania beat down ass clit. And then Velocity Cut says number 47 says looking like Amanda Bynes. Oh yeah, that's that little high ass child actress bitch was walking down the street naked. That motherfucker Trump on that shit, homie. I really believe that shit. Arno Box says, peace, brothers and sisters. Salute, salute. Arno Boxing, the old Trump-loving motherfucker. Light Skin Clear says the terms are unrealistic. Man, them terms from Trump and them are unrealistic. That shit that Iran asked for, they gonna get it. That just goes into why Trump had this little outburst that he had during Easter. You motherfuckers, you better open that goddamn strait, you crazy bastards. That's defeat. We're going to kill the whole civilian population. He using all type of profane language and shit. That's only some shit a crack addict does. And the fact, I don't know if they drug test the president, but Congress need to make this nigga go take a drug test. Just like anybody else in this country has to take drug tests. Donald Trump need one. And they're going to let Donald Trump die. They're going to find the cause of death is an overdose. That nigga is definitely on that shit. And Melania probably sneaking it to him with her big ass nose. She immune to cocaine. All the motherfuckers. Hegseg on that shit. That's why Hegseg be acting the way he be acting the shit. He definitely on that shit if he not shooting that shit up through a needle. And then he says, and then King Porter's right hand says on IG, man, they got me suspended on IG and on from certain things, certain features don't work. I can't write. So I can't write until tomorrow on IG. I don't know how long for Facebook. And then CJ in the building. Salute to my brother CJ. Salute, fam. And then we got Light Skin Keita says who would agree to those terms, says who would agree to those terms and shrink our footprint in the region. Trump would. But Trump has fucked off a lot with our allies. It's nothing Trump can do to protect the little sellout countries over there, such as Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, and all the motherfuckers, Bahrain and Qatar and them. There's nothing they can do to protect protect them motherfuckers. We way over here. Why are we putting all of our assets way the fuck over here? If there's supposed to be all these threats to America, this motherfucker, the president here, everything we supposed to be guarding should be along this half of the damn Atlantic Ocean, this part along the Gulf of Mexico, and this area of where's Hawaii at? In this region of, wait, that ain't goddamn Hawaii. Hawaii is right. Where the motherfucking ass at Hawaii? Yeah, and this area of the goddamn Pacific. All this shit here is where we supposed to be guarding shit. Not taking his little snooping motherfucking ass way over here, thinking he punking the world because he want to be part of what his ancestry has been about. And that's going over there fucking around darker complected damn regions of the damn planet. So that's what he's on. Like, why the fuck we way over here and defending these scumbags in Israel who should not be over there, who need to take their ass back up north where it's green and snowy, not where it's dry and shit, but up here where they can roll around in the snow and keep their little fucking their little porcelain looks to themselves, rather than coming in here with bombs and bullets and all this other wicked shit while pulling out what Bible is that? What they Bible called the Toran or whatever the fuck it is. No, fake ass religious ass people, man, don't believe in none of the shit they talk about. And they were talking about annihilating a whole race of fucking people. Like, that's some way out shit. And Trump took a lot of fucking heat for speaking like that. The demonic motherfucker has begun to lose himself. And then looking at him in that damn press conference today, there's something seriously going on in that fool. And that brain of his is mushing up. That shit rotting from the inside. And then Matthew says Hunter Biden. Yeah, that's who Trump been kicking it with. Trump, Hunter Biden. Heggs, Heggs said bring all that cocaine over here and shit. That's why they went to Venezuela. They went to Venezuela. They went looking at little retrieving kilos of dope, and they done got hooked on that shit. They done brought a damn key into the White House like George Bush did that one time. Remember when George Bush acting like he had the war on drugs and shit? And that nigga opened his drawer and pulled a whole brick out. Trump did that same shit when he arrested Maduro, acting like he taking down the cartels and all that shit. Pulled out a key and was like, let me just test this shit. And now that motherfucker got an addiction. He got addiction to that narcotic. That boy on that narcotic. And then Matthew says, this Trump corruption says, make that Hunter Biden distraction, says, seems like child's play. It is. And I'm hoping they're going to start moving with war crimes against this motherfucker. They ought to get him for that shit with them girls and shit. Bombing that school and bombing everything else they bombing. Velocity Cuss says, fact, says, that stupid motherfucker crashing out on Easter, says, open it, you bastard. Says, I'm who do lie. Yeah, that I'm a Hamadullah. However them Muslim people say that shit. Yeah, and that nigga said all praise to Allah. Like, nigga, I thought you rock with Jesus and all that shit. These niggas, that's why I was saying these rich people don't go to church. They the fakest motherfucker. They want to put that religion shit on your ass, but they don't go to none of that church shit. Motherfucking please. Like, it's why God fucking that nigga head up. Man, God don't fuck with these fools. These niggas just doing some mind manipulation ass shit. And then Matthew says, and there's no plan there. Says there's no plan there. There's no winning. Says this situation caused by Trump said just made Iran stronger than it was before. Absolutely. They're going to keep their nuclear program as they should be able to have, as all nations should be able to have, because you can't trust these type of nations. You can't trust what has happened is as Europeans have tried to make Middle Eastern people who've been people that have fought and have been able to keep Europeans out of their regions for hundreds of fucking years, thousands of fucking years, have always fought and kept them away from their resources. They probably showed them how to manufacture that shit, and they have put Europeans the fuck up out of their countries. And now Europeans want that shit as Europeans have advanced more technology, as more are dependent devices, more of these deranged people wanting to be the most dangerous and hostile nations on the planet look for these other resources that have now been discovered. Rare earths and all that other shit, finding darker complected regions of the damn world, hold large goddamn quantities of that shit. Have large ass deposits of all this shit, and now these European ass people want to go in there hostile. Or even when they go in there, they are there to force you into an agreement of yes. And the agreement is we take all, you profit none. Not only do we take it from here, we profit from it here, and we'll just hook your group up. How about we hook your group up? You don't have to deal with anybody else taking over, just your group. How about you change the pathway of your family? We give you access, come over to our country, but leave all the other little shit bags of your population over here. So we'll help, change, the situation and circumstances of your family. You can lift them up. Just don't let the people know. We'll corrupt you. It's about us. You doing the deal with us, and that's it. Then we'll give you weapons. So if the people want to uprise against you, you have an army to back yourself and keep these people silent in their place. Just make sure you work the deal with us. Otherwise, you become an enemy. You become radical, and you become a danger to the rest of the world. This is how these motherfuckers do this shit. Agent Matt in the building. Salute. Agent Matt in the building. And then Matthew says, Israel is like your drunk homeboy. It says it's always getting into fights and expecting you to come jump in to save them. And then they said the Torah. Yeah, that's exactly how Israel is. Israel is in this shit. And a lot of people, I'm seeing more and more like white folks speak so negatively of Israel. I come across so much shit, and I think the growing sentence amongst the American population is anti-Israel. Like, we fuck all that shit. And I think that can become a thing that hurts a lot of political careers. And that's the way in which this nation is supposed to work. That's the way a democracy is supposed to work. You don't support politicians that's going to support shit outside this country. And I think it's going to be the great lesson of Donald Trump pulling this old fake ass shit that he never stood by, and that's being America. Whether it's America first, make America great again, he never stood by none of that shit because he couldn't do it. Just like he couldn't do nothing with this war. Talking about we didn't hit our major achievements and we'll get this shit done, this and that. Then he goes from can't get that shit done. We didn't sneak attack these motherfuckers from 2 countries, sneak attack 1 country, didn't get shit accomplished, then got to talking about sending all these troops in there. Couldn't do that shit, try to fly over their country with jets, got them fucking jets shot out the fucking air, didn't lose a pilot, didn't go in there lying about the rescue of the pilot, and then lost all this other shit. And then there's some shit, I don't know how true that shit is, that's on Twitter I saw, where they show in one of these burnt out helicopters what looks like a skull. It could be some of the material in the plane and somebody just making it look like a skull, or maybe it truly is. And the fact that they don't have coverage over there because Donald Trump and Netanyahu's hostile behavior towards journalists, you don't have people covering that shit. We having to get feed from Iranians who are on the ground over there sending that shit over. Because these are some disgusting motherfuckers where we supposed to have freedom of press here. But when you're dealing with a corrupt motherfucker that's always hiding shit, you get them to going after freedom of goddamn press. There go that boy Andrew Charles. He said drinking Iranian Kool-Aid. No, you sucking the piss of that little cocaine taking punk named Donald Trump, who cowered out once again. I was waiting for your little funky immigrant ass. Andrew Charles, waiting for your little immigrant ass, yo Trump piss sucking motherfucker. And then Matthew says the Quran is the Bible Muslims. It's a Muslim Bible. And then Asian Mass says Taco Trump strikes again. And the knee walking motherfucking European ass white dude, Andrew Charles, in here kissing Trump motherfucking nutsack like he Melania Trump. I think you walk around with a wig. What color is your wig? Red with white riding on that motherfucker. Trump gonna make America great again. This fucking fruitcake ass nigga. And then Lycia Cleveland says strategically, says that's a bad move. Says now even Japan and Germany says are emboldened, says to stand up their militaries again. Or you meant to build up their militaries. And then Sean Eddy says make America great again, says while taxpayers pay for 95% of terrorists. Absolutely. Everything about Donald Trump, his handling of the economy, the way he does things. And guess who you don't hear defending Trump anymore? None of these niggas who used to come in here knee walk for Donald Trump. Pittsburgh T, Deuce Times, Brandon, I Know Boxing. You only get these little deranged scumbags who come from where Trump come from. And that's across the Atlantic. Andrew Charles, Jerry, who don't come in here anymore. These little degenerate motherfuckers, these un-American motherfuckers, these old un-Americans. Just because you got white skin don't make you an American, homeboy. America's always had traitors in this motherfucker who have had the same complexion as Donald Trump. So let's keep something real about, because people be like, man, you supposed to be representing your country. Let's talk about who don't represent our America. The people who don't represent America have complexion of Donald Trump. They have the complexion of Andrew Charles. They have the complexion of Jerry Tasker. Let's talk about, once again, like I would love to regurgitate this shit about why do we have security protection around the White House in the nation's capital? To protect that damn president against people who look like Donald Trump. And as proof to this point, Donald Trump has had 3 assassination attempts at this point on his life by people who look like Donald Trump. And that's why we have Secret Service. Every president who have been attempted at an attempt to assassinate them and who have been assassinated by who? Let me see. Andrew Charles says, Reggie mad because I called him out, says on wanting that pilot to be captured. No, and I'm glad you wrote that comment. I'll never get mad about anything. I'll just school you with straight up facts. I'll be harsh with my facts, but all telling the truth. You still my brother, but I gotta be harsh with you because you a fool and you don't know shit. But to go about this being mad about the capture of that pilot, I don't give two fucks about that pilot. Like I told you in response, and you never responded to that comment that I responded to you with, but I will tell the chat what I responded to Andrew Charles. Hold on. Let me hold your last comment. I know where to go back up to. So Andrew Charles talking about I'm mad. Reggie mad because I called him out, says on him wanting the pilot to be captured. Talking about this pilot who got his fucking plane shot the fuck out the damn air because he's listening to Trump, think he just go in somebody's country and do whatever the fuck he want. But Andrew Charles fails to realize, like I told Andrew Charles, did that pilot get shot down in the Mojave Desert somewhere? Did he get shot over fucking, or did, let's say not shot, did his plane crash, fall out the sky, and he eject in the Mojave Desert? No. Did he eject over Nellis Air Force Base? No. Did he eject over any American air base where his motherfucking monkey ass fucking belong if we had a president who was making this country great? Did he get lost any of these 40 fucking 9 states? Absolutely not, Andrew. The motherfucker is lost over fucking here. This shit is so far, Andrew Charles, that the pilot couldn't even fly his jet to this motherfucker. You know where this pilot flew his jet from? Not from the United States. He flew his jet either from an aircraft carrier somewhere out here, or he flew from one of these motherfucking air bases. So Andrew Charles, before you speak your un-American talk, make sure it's proof enough for me not to be able to make you look so damn dumb. He says Reggie did want him to be captured, says or worse. Andrew Charles, this is fucking war, not babysitting, motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. This is war, and this is some unprovoked shit, and America is wrong. That pilot is over there killing them people. What the fuck are you talking about? Was that pilot on a scouting mission? Was that pilot looking for some Honey Nut Cheerios? Was he looking to drop seeds to grow vegetation? Was he looking to help to heal the world? I think not, Andrew Charles. That nigga was over there to shoot bombs at these people. So before you speak your little un-American shit and you want to act American while acting like you supporting some fucking troop, which is fake as fuck, I think you should think a little bit more before you fucking jump in here talking, walking on your knees like the rest of motherfuckers in this country, which is a problem in America. Like, come on, home, boy. You can't get at me with none of this shit. Like, get the fuck out. You on the wrong side of shit, fool. You support dumb shit. And we're going to go. I'm going to keep it in order on the comments. I just have to see yours at the bottom over there because I just have to respond to that comment. And then let's see. Wait, where we at? Wait, why is this screen so small? Oh, this is what they're saying. Why they hold on, give me 1 second. Let me fix this shit real quick. There we go. And then Auto Boxer says a ceasefire is a question. Says, oh man, says I was waiting for the nuclear bomb to drop. The nuclear bombs to drop. Says, especially since Red says taught me how to avoid being hit. So just lay down, says with your feet, with your feet facing the blast, right, Reds? You remember that shit? Them fools is teaching us that stupid ass shit. Them fools in the army teaching us that shit. At least I was going through the training for that shit, because them niggas teaching me how to, them niggas had me in some shit trying to disarm bombs and mines and shit. That's how I was on the army. Like, damn, is that militant shit catching up to me? And these niggas try to kill me. Them niggas is putting me all type of little training, how to pay no fucking attention, and nigga learning how to set up claymores and disarm mines and shit. Then the tanks I'm on got mine equipment on it. Then these niggas put me in some old combat life-saving class and shit. Like, the fuck these fools trying to do? See, if I was on my conspiracy, that shit did almost spark some conspiracy shit with me, because I stayed in trouble. Then I used to be like, man, these niggas really trying to get me killed or some shit. I think they're gonna start a war, and I'm gonna be on the front line of that shit on some what's that movie where them niggas disarming the bombs in Iraq and shit, them roadside bombs? And then the Hurt Locker, yeah, they're trying to Hurt Locker me and shit. And then Michael Johnson says, dude said he listed, dude said he listed to Pete and Mark, says on should we attack Iran? Laughing my ass off. Wait, who was Mark though? Who was Mark? Andrew Charles says, oh, that's what Andrew Charles coming here talking about drinking Iranian Kool-Aid. Now, I ain't drinking Iranian Kool-Aid. I'm just rocking with what a nation's supposed to do. And that's not to lie down when you let a nation come in there. But you're European, Andrew Charles. And you growing accustomed to that kind of sick-minded shit. That's part of the makeup of you. You're European, but you didn't grew up to where your family leaves from one goddamn nation where y'all come from to go to run and hide in another one and claim citizenship there, and then fuck up over there and then come over here. Like, you need to wake the fuck up, Andrew Charles. Like I said, one thing about this is not Europe. In America, historically, natively, is not a blonde hair, blue eye ass nation, bro. So all this little wicked, twisted shit through the hysterics of what y'all have done to weaponize yourselves, keeping militaries built up, using technology to only become inhumane and fucking mass killers of fucking society, mass killers of the human population. Like, homie, you got life fucked up. Andrew Charles says America wasn't even a country, says when my family came here. Nigga, please. You wasn't in America, Andrew Charles. The fuck you trying to fake? You doing the same old shit that is common amongst people like you. You were in Peru somewhere before you got here. Stop it. Your family got over here in the 1900s. You're late arrival to here. You probably the first generation, if not second generation, to America. Like, stop it. Talking about America wasn't a nation. Please, you ain't part of building that shit. Like I said, how black people be using that FBA shit. How black people be using the FBA shit, white people need to use that shit. Andrew Charles is not a foundational white American. You ain't none of that shit. Stop it. Stop trying to create these new stories and history and all that other shit. If you pull up your history, pull up pictures of your grandparents that somebody that came from Ireland, somebody that came from fucking Poland or Germany, and then y'all all head down there in Argentina and all that shit. Like, stop it, bro. Why you bring up you live down there and shit? And then Auto Boxer says I just ordered my nuclear bomb protection umbrella. Says off Amazon. Says so if I put it on my feet, says that'll be double protection, fool. And then the Pelosi cuts it and laughing shot at it. Says Trump's 2-week break says it's the reload. Yeah, he probably gonna have them rebuild some damn new bombs that he needs. As you talking about, does that bother me? What bothered me that you lying about when your family been in this country, which is a fucking lie. Like, you're not British. So how was you here before this country was built? Like, stop it. And then Velocity says, meanwhile, the tiny head Zios says, still trying to take Southern Lebanon, says, these some wicked motherfuckers. Yeah. Some sick ass people. And it's crazy. They are going in to occupy and oppress other nations in a place they were brought over here to save them from annihilation. He says, you mad my roots deeper than yours. Andrew Charles, you do not have roots here, bro. And if we want to talk roots as humans, your roots aren't deep enough. So why would I be mad at that? Like, I think my roots go deeper than yours. Like, what are you talking about? I think you come from what my roots are. Like, if you want to talk that real shit. Like, what are you talking about, Andrew Charles? You want to talk about roots? Like, nigga, knock it off. You ain't part of slave history in this country, so you can't act like your ancestor owned slaves and any of that shit. Your ancestors were being knocked off by Europeans, and that's why y'all ran from Europe. So stop it. Like, you don't even try that shit. That shit does not work on me. That shit works for other unwitty ass black folks. But so let's keep it real. You in here with the right Negro, because I talks that shit, Andrew Charles. And then Andrew Charles says, I'm just here, says, to listen to you go on an incoherent rant. No, you ain't here to hear some real shit that you ain't accustomed to. You'll never hear out your household. You'll never hear in your community. You'll never hear in them churches that y'all come from, that mind fuck y'all, that teach y'all this demonic, hateful shit. that has been what has caused or what you guys have spread across the globe, you'll never hear that from them. So please, maybe you should invite them in here and they'll hear some shit. Maybe I'll change their thinking and shit. And then Michael Johnson says, Andrew got them mega Trump autograph knee pads on for real. He got the mega wig on and shit. And then Matthew says, and bent over, talking about Andrew Charles. And then Michael Johnson says, Trump be like, Charles, says your dinner is ready. No, yeah, that's what Andrew Charles is saying to Trump. And then Andrew Charles says, oh, that's what he's talking about. I'm mad. Says he called me out about that pilot. Now, that pilot fucked up. Maybe that pilot should have moved the joystick a little bit quicker. He should have, maybe should have hit a flip and avoided the missile hitting this shit. The nigga shouldn't have been over there. So stop it. And if they rescue him, they rescue him. But to act as if those people don't have a right to shoot shit down, you's a backward ass fool. You wants to be a bully is what it is. That's all that shit is. You wants to be a bully until you get punched in your motherfucking mouth. And then you want to, they're so wrong and this and that. You know, this is the funniest shit ever. This is one white dude. This white dude used to always want to come up and try to talk. God damn. OKC kicking the Lakers in their motherfucking ass. But let me go back at this shit. So this fool talking this race shit and always wanted, because I listen to me around other white folks and hearing them talk that little race shit and want to, you know, this is why I be like, I don't talk empowerment shit for whites. I don't say the whites, other words, y'all. They ain't even my vocabulary. White supremacy. Y'all use the other word for supreme. No. He want to always talk white supremacy shit. And they around and I hear that shit. You hear when they in their groups and how they talk and they build themselves up and acting as if they master and super race. Niggas out the South love them power white folks like that. And that's why white folks have maintained this behavior for so long. And so when this white dude come over here and want to talk in the office and he was talking about, you know, he's sorry for how what his people have done to us and this and that. And I told the dude, I said, man, I ain't never dealt with no racist shit. I said, I've always dealt with that shit. And I was like, let me tell you the story about this one time a white dude tried to say some old racist shit and this and that to me. And I punched him in his motherfucking mouth. Because I go in that story about when we beat them white dudes up in the parking lot at McDonald's and shit. And I tell that story, man, you know, this white dude act as if I was fucking evil as fuck and I was wrong for doing that and this and that. And then I go into another story about whooping a white dude ass who was trying to be on some racist shit. And the white dude act like I was wrong to have defended myself against a white person. The white person is supposed to win in this story. And that white dude never ever came up to me trying to talk some sorry about racism or even try to play some black and white shit around me. That shit ended. And it ended with him acting as if he ended up acting like a victim in hearing this story. And I laughed like my motherfucker telling this story to this white dude. Ain't no empowerment of no white bullshit. Ain't no holding no cameras, yelling kumbaya and crying and trying to get the little NAACP rally behind shit. No. You deal with that shit. You deal with these motherfuckers. You don't go crying because it does nothing but incite more of this shit from these people. These people love that shit. It is simple as fucking that. That's even like why I like covering that crime shit. Because when you even look at that shit, there's always this painted picture of if when it's black and when it's white. And the way it's covered and the way it's solved. And then it also depends on, because this is how deep white racism go. When you're poor white, you get treated like shit. When you're white who looks a certain way, you'll get treated like shit. Yeah, it's killed them, man. They're poor whites. They're a little too dark of white. That's the way it goes, Andrew Charles. And then and then Sean Eddy says Andrew be going knee to knee, says with Trump. Yeah, it's motherfucker shin bone rocking ass motherfucker. Needs to be rubbing shins under the table and shit. Velocity Cuss says facts. Says these niggas ain't no real patriots. Says all effing traitors. Yeah, these niggas love trying to play patriot shit. That's why I don't listen to people who talk like Andrew Charles and act like they support the military. The treason shit in America has always been by people who look like Trump, who look like that motherfucker Jerry Tasker, who look like Andrew Charles, and the rest of you motherfuckers who have been the traitors of America. Ain't no black motherfuckers. Like, this is why you can't let people who try to push white supremacy talk and run the narratives on shit. Like, get the fuck out of here. These niggas don't run no narratives. Can't nobody tell. I talk the most American shit on here. And it hurts people who talk treasonous and hold treasonous beliefs in this country, who fly flags but ain't nothing but traitors to America, who talk the Constitution, ain't nothing but traitors of the Constitution, violators, don't believe in no Constitution. They don't even believe in God, but they talk this Christianity shit. You motherfuckers is wicked, devil worshiping motherfuckers. Fuck up out of here. Motherfucker Andrew Charles talking this shit, talking about that pilot over there. Nigga, that pilot did not get lost nowhere in America. Nigga, 10,000 miles away from fucking home. He didn't fly that jet from America over to no fucking Iran. He got a ship to carry his ass because his jet can't fly that fucking far. And left a base over there to go kill motherfuckers. He ain't go over there to drop food from that jet. He ain't go over there to drop water from that jet. He ain't go over there to put out a fire from a bomb that was thrown over to Iran. He went over there to go kill motherfuckers, to play some psychological fearing to civilians in that jet. And they blew that shit out the sky. Simple as that. Like, niggas just ain't got the right to just do what the fuck ever. America's supposed to be doing righteous shit if we supposed to be good guys. But under this motherfucker and this little dope fiend Hegseg who got Donald Trump laced up on cocaine and shit as well, you're just not getting that. And Andrew Charles, you can't talk that old Nazi shit over here. You're un-American, homie. And then Matthew says to Andrew, he says that situation with that pilot shouldn't have even happened in the first place. It's a fact. Says it's complete incompetence by the Trump regime. Says it was an obnoxious situation. And then Michael Johnson says, Matthew, exactly. Andrew Charles says Reggie didn't want to, says Reggie did want him to be captured, says, or worse, so he could push his narratives. It's a shame. Andrew Charles, you're not talking no American shit. If that pilot got captured, who was he going to get captured by? A Californian? I don't think so, because his plane didn't crash nowhere in California. Would he have been captured by a Nevadan? I don't think so. His plane crashed nowhere in Nevada. Wait, where did Andrew say at? Oh, Andrew said he's in Tennessee. If someone captured him, would it have been a Tennessean redneck? I don't think so, Andrew Charles. It would have been an Iranian because his funky ass is over Iran, dropping bombs on Iranians. And that's for him to survive and Trump and the military to work out their rescue plan to that motherfucker. And the rescue plan didn't go as smooth as they were trying to make it to be. Them fools over there bombing shit. And that's why Trump was losing his fucking mind, because he thought they just gonna go in there and dominate. He been talking all this build up when he get in office. As soon as he get in the office, man, they got the best military. This is the greatest the military's ever been, the strongest the military's ever been, and this and that. We're gonna change the Department of what is this shit? I don't even remember the name. Department of Defense. Yeah, Department of Defense. We call the Department of War. Oh wait, what the fuck? Wait, this nigga, they on some other shit. And we're gonna go in there, we're gonna steal these people. Hey, we're gonna take Greenland. Yeah, we're gonna take Greenland. We gonna even take Canada. Oh, yeah, this nigga snorting a whole bag of cocaine. He on one. And this little fake ass American motherfucker, Andrew Charles, think all that shit is cool. You done lost your little sorry ass, fake American ass. Ain't nothing patriotic about you, motherfucker. I would never listen to what patriotism by no motherfucker with your kind of thinking, from your community, from your kind of church, and from your kind of household and upbringing. You motherfuckers is lost, homie. You motherfuckers is secondary. That's why I get mad about when black people play second fiddle to motherfuckers in this country. That is yours. Politically are so fucking slow. Want to hold every black politician under some fucking microscope. That shit was so profound that I come across today with the New York mayor and what he's identified. And that's the shit I've been identified. I get on here and talk about when you look at the dynamics from an economic standpoint in this country, and you look at the jobs that people do when you go into these incomes and middle class incomes versus poor income areas, upper middle class areas work wise, when you go into looking the kind of work they do, motherfuckers don't do anything. But the structuring in this racially developed fucking nation, which slavery may have ended, but they've created new forms of it, and even some white folks are slaves based on wage. As simple as that. Matthew in the building, salute, salute. And then Matthew says, Andrew says, keep copping. And then Andrew Charles says, you didn't get that chance. Says, so instead you regurgitated Iranian propaganda word for word, says, and tried to make it seem like a win for Iran. Because it was a win for Iran, Andrew Charles. Sorry about that. Sorry how you feel, but maybe you should have served in the military, Andrew Charles. That's what you so-called fake patriots failed to do. The ones who love to talk war, this and that, y'all failed to go sign y'all monkey asses up for the military. There's a bunch of people who love to fly these flags on the back of trucks who failed to go serve in the military. And then when they go serve in the military, they go serve the military to use typewriters and shit. They don't go in no combat shit. And then when they go into combat, there's some of the weirdest and scariest fucking people in there. So don't talk about the troops and the military and your service and your background when you motherfuckers don't do shit. You ain't dealt with nothing in the military. You ain't going through what shit with black people have gone through in this fucking military. So you can't talk, Andrew. You don't know nothing about it. You don't even serve in the military. You don't even have a family. It's the other thing about letting immigrants like your family into this country. Y'all should be forced to serve in the military, even the women in y'all families when they come here. Let me become president. Y'all will have to go serve in the military, from your sisters to your mothers to your aunts. You must serve in the military. And it's not to push war and got to go this, but you're going to serve in the military. You want to be American, all this other shit, you're going to serve in the military. Simple as fucking that. So therefore, you can shut your fucking mouth when it comes to military shit, and then want to act like a pilot got shot down and the Iranians wrong, the Iranians wrong. And nigga, you got shot down over in their country with a bomb on your plane, with a missile on your plane, in the attempt to kill motherfuckers. Like, you niggas is stupid, bro. And I think that's why you come here to because you got this little cognitive dissident bullshit about how failed you've been in your upbringing and shit. That you wrong when it comes to shit. You've been raised to be bullies, to have this mindset of being chosen. That's why y'all talk this dumb shit about God chose and this and that. God don't even know you motherfuckers. Like, get the fuck up out of here. And then y'all talk Jesus and the people who hung Jesus on the cross. Oh, let me go back into this shit where I was talking about with America. With America, you just made me think of something bringing up this Jesus shit. When I talk about America, America has these barriers around the White House where the president lives, not because of black folks and south of the border folks, Middle Eastern folks. It's for people who look like you and Trump, Andrew Charles. The president has to be guarded by Secret Service, not because of black folks who have every right to, if they want to do something, to go and do something, even back then. Are people south of the border, are people from the Middle East. It's for people who look like you and Trump. It's why Secret Service exists. The NSA, let's talk about all this shit. We're following the 9/11 attacks and NSA. That shit wasn't for no, even though it was some terrorist attack shit, but they want to spy on Americans. They want to spy on y'all white asses. And like I said, when I go into the military, and many other people went through many cycles of the military along with me, where they speak about people, you know, you swore an oath to the military and to your country and blah, blah, blah. The people they have to tell about not joining domestic terrorist groups is white recruits. They do that to black folks. Did to the white ones in our group. Y'all join militias, y'all join the Klan, y'all join everything anti-government. But then we'll receive everything from this motherfucker, Andrew Charles. But going back into this thing about, so this thing about how the system and how the system is created with the certain, even the law enforcement shit, which they did a thing for blacks and all that other shit and slave patrol, but they were really doing it in the fallout of slavery and the behavior of white folks as well. This outlaw shit that when white folks become super criminals, it gets glorified. When the white folks become the criminal, it becomes glorified. The outlaw, the badass, the gunslinger. No, this thing's a criminal. But we in fashion it, use Hollywood to glorify the shit. Oh, so we create law enforcement that has to guard against you motherfuckers, but they'll do other shit to not imprison you. Sounds like Israel, who has death penalty for Palestinians, but not Israelis. We go into this thing with Jesus, and y'all talk this Christianity and Jesus thing. Jesus wasn't killed by black folks. I don't think he was killed by Middle Easterners. He was killed by people who look like you and Trump. But then you guys will fashion this shit. You love them and this and that. Almost how the same thing with Martin Luther King. He talking about pick a topic. Said, no, I'm not all over the place. You're just slow. Not all over the place. You're just slow, Andrew. So right at this moment, you should probably rewind this about 10 times. You have about a 3-minute delay. You'll catch up by the time I hit the end button. You're just slow, not all over the place. Bringing this shit back up to people like you and this way of thinking that you have, which is so outdated, it's so backwards, and it's always wrong. And it's just simple as that. It's nothing superior about that shit. Motherfuckers are goalpost movers. Don't know what the fuck you be talking about. None of that shit. And it goes back to me talking about the way you felt about me talking about this Iranian shit, which is, you see how it circles around, is right back on point. You're just slow as fuck. That's just simple. That's just all it is, Andrew Charles. You're just slow. But you'll catch up. You'll pick up, homie. Unless you're going through some old cognitive shit like Trump. Keep the powder out your nose, or maybe you need more rest. Maybe that's what it is, Andrew Charles. But you're in the right place to fucking be. Says, wow, that was really, of course it's profound, Andrew Charles. It's always profound. You're in the right place, Andrew Charles. There's more black people like me, a lot of them. And then Andrew Charles says you did it, not me. And then Michael Johnson says these motherfuckers talking about folks being patriots. Says most patrons thing you can do, or the most patriotic thing you can do is join the service. But out bone Spurs. Yeah, that motherfucking fake phony ass Trump. A bone spur. These fools, even when you look at the Vietnam War, you go into all these people who are dissenters, because they love to highlight Muhammad Ali, who sacrificed a legendary and still became a GOAT of boxing, but sacrificed 3 years of his boxing career because he did a righteous thing of saying, fuck serving in y'all military. I'm not about to go over and kill these damn folks for a war started by you punk motherfuckers when they ain't done nothing to you. They highlight that shit, makes him lose career. There were so many white folks using all type of ways to get out of joining the military during the Vietnam War, a white elder started ass war. These white folks are moving up to fucking Canada. Some of them moving in the Caribbeans and shit, moving down to South America because they refuse to fight in these old scumbag motherfuckers' wars. They'll come up with all type of shit like Trump. They got bones, spurs, they vision fucked up. They the only child. They'll kill their other brother and shit and fake like they the only child and shit. They're doing all this shit to avoid that fucking war. It's probably the reason why they started up a draft, because there's more than enough young white males to go serve in that military without needing a draft and bringing about other people who you didn't want integrated into your military, but who you just found to be such great fighters. But there's so many whites who avoided that damn war and then didn't really do any real jail time. They get this conscientious objector shit. They ate some religion and this and that. And it was against their religion to do this. And they'll say, okay, all right, we let you avoid it. But Muhammad Ali loses his fucking career. He's a boxer. As soon as he changed his name to Muhammad, These motherfuckers got all type of issues, and salute to him for saying fuck you. And that's the one thing people do not highlight with his career. That's the one thing that that people have allowed allow themselves, because people don't like to pay attention into the real deep integral parts of shit within the people's lives. They just go into the boxing shit and the people love them and this and that. No, they didn't. They began to love him when they couldn't defeat him, because you can't keep a black motherfucker down. A black man can destroy himself, but you can't keep that motherfucker down. A black man can only destroy himself. And even if it's you not knowing how to react to Andrew Tall's type motherfuckers and losing your mind and breaking and shit, then that's on you. But nobody can keep you the fuck down but you. And it's simple as that. Muhammad Ali defeated these motherfuckers. And then they begin to praise his ass, kissing his fucking ass. He just went on a little bit too long within his career, boxing way too long, and probably trying to make up for those 3 fucking years he lost in his fucking career after these people banned him from fucking making money because he doesn't want to fight in a war that doesn't mean shit. And then even today, when the people return from Vietnam, this country ain't do a goddamn thing for them. The people who sent those people over there ain't do a fucking thing for them, but denied them the help that they fucking needed. Even to this day, they deny those people who went to Vietnam the help that they fucking needed. And nobody has done more to tell the fucking veterans of America, fuck you, more than this pussy motherfucker in the White House right now, who is currently sending young age American service members over into a fucking war that is not even necessary. There's no even purpose. There isn't even no. What the fuck word am I looking for? They ain't even nothing that even makes this shit even a righteous or probable fucking war. Nothing was to cause this fucking war outside of this demonic evil motherfucker who does nothing for a fucking veteran. There's shit coming out about veterans losing all type of benefits under this peon ass motherfucker as he cut shit away. Like, get the fuck out. And Andrew Charles, who a motherfucker who would never ever serve in nothing, would talk all this military shit. Like, you niggas is fraudulent, homie. I see through all the motherfuckers who talk this old fake American shit and they support the soldier shit, who don't know shit about a soldier, don't know nothing about this fucking country and what this fucking country don't do for a soldier. How about half of you old non-serving in the military motherfuckers go visit a VA place and you go look at how fucked up? Thank God I got knee injuries and back injuries, but I'm not fucked up like these other cats in the military, because I made sure I maintained a level of just being a regular LA ass motherfucker while I was in there. You go in there and look at the fucking, go take your old non-serving ass Andrew Charles to a VA hospital and go look at all them old fucked up ass veterans in that motherfucker. The fuck out of here. And even the VA had to go through some shit to even get it to even where it's at the standard now, because it was letting all these fucking veterans just sit there and fucking die. Wouldn't even treat these motherfuckers. Niggas don't be knowing what they talking about, just be blabbing all the fucking time, trying to sound good, be trying to fucking lie to kick it and shit. This is a problem with people. People be lying to fucking kick it, want to sound good, not wanting to say some truthful shit because they worry how it hurts somebody. That's the problem with people. Fuck it. The truth gonna hurt. Fucking find the solution. That's it. The truth is only meant to resolve shit. You cry about shit, you just want to be a fucked up person. Let me see his last comment. Says, you don't see shit. Says, you think the world... No, I don't. I just love LA because of the history and what we have endured coming from LA and everything we've been privy, we soldiers to even go through the shit that majority of you motherfuckers never been through. He says, know all about that. Says, who doesn't? Andrew Charles, you don't know about none of that. And I'm lost. You could have added more context into what you know all about what. Salute to my cousin Deuce Time in the building. Man, I'm in here cooking this clown ass fraudulent fucking fake American Andrew Charles. And he says, Andrew Charles says, yeah, that's very American of you. I'm super American, homie. You hearing true American talk. And any other little person with a mindset like Andrew Charles hearing me talk, you hearing some real American shit. You white folks talk some of the most un-American shit, treasonous shit. All this, the blue and the red shit. You divided. Not undivided. You motherfuckers are divided motherfuckers who do nothing with the progress of America. You do everything to strip away from, these Americans should have it. These type of Americans should have it. A blue American. You do nothing to serve this fucking nation. Politically, militarily, nothing. It's just about you motherfuckers supporting a certain group, a small pocket of motherfuckers maintaining wealth and status that where a lot of them should go into poverty. Says you forgot the last shit you said. No, I ain't forget nothing. You wrote a comment. And then let me see. In shape, Street Fire in the building. Salute. Said, Dan, what's good? Says as usual. Said when I decided to get on this app, says you in here aggravating cats. No, not aggregate. I'm in here just schooling these fake ass dudes who fake patriotism and fake as if they're Americans and shit. Just because they got the complexion of Donald Trump hoe ass, a fucking immigrant infiltrator ass motherfucker. Bunch of infiltrating ass people who fuck up in their own homelands, bounce from country to country, and then get over here to America and act like they've been in it since the 1700s and shit. And then Matthew says 2 or 3 things can be true at the same time. Says that pilot wasn't there delivering flowers. Says Iran has the right to defend itself from invaders, and the Trump regime is incompetent. That's a fact. And then Matthew says, Andrew Charles says, go fight the war yourself, says to be a better American, supposedly. Andrew Charles wouldn't dare put on an American uniform. He only put one on in a video game. That's the most American shit that a lot of these dudes of this generation, like Andrew Charles, do that's American and close to military, is go hit the start button, create a character, and go Call of Duty. Ain't that the name again? Yeah, Call of Duty. They go Call of Duty and shit. And then our Fortnite, and they go Fortnite and shit. Oh, backyard Nerf gun shooting motherfuckers. And then Velocity cuts in and rolling. And then TB says, man, they was dropping gems. Says it was dropping gems. Says, and you wasn't paying attention. And then Andrew Charles says, America wasn't even a country when my family came. There go another lie, common lie amongst people like Andrew Charles, faking lineage over here. You're not a foundational white guy. You're not how black people got FBA. You're not and I'm still in that term from somebody I heard use that shit earlier, man, where they was like right on point because it's the same shit I be saying about new arrival ass whites. But it's the other term I start using is foundational white Americans. Andrew Charles, you're not that. The foundational white American population is extremely small nowadays. And to be honest, their population, what do you call it? Foundational white FWAs. Foundational white Americans may make up maybe 10, 12% of the damn population. The rest of y'all infiltrators, new arrivals, Titanic ship riding motherfuckers. And then TB says like how the white boy knew how to disarm the bomb. Says in New Jack City. Says that could have been you, Reg. Man, them niggas had me doing all type of shit during that Orby shit with the bomb shit. I was in basic. I was like, man, them niggas had me go to, like, after we do our training in basic, then it'll be like a few of us that'll go off and do some old fucking training. They had us like in sand pits doing. I'm thinking like everybody go through this training and shit. It is doing the Claremore mines and mines and how to find mines and this and that. Like what the? I'm like, oh, everybody gonna go through this shit. But I'm wondering like why I'm like, I think I was like the only person out of my basic training group, or it might have been one other person. But we in these small ass classes. Then when I get the fucking Fort Hood, the tank I'm on, they got this little cool ass thing on the front of it. I'm just thinking like, I don't know what the fuck. I thought this shit should just look cool. That shit for some mining shit. I'm like, oh, maybe this is why I was doing that shit in basic. Then nigga doing the fucking combat life-saving course and shit and doing other shit. They talking about mine shit. But they used to give me cool ass little fucking details and shit I can volunteer for. I don't know why I was getting that shit, but I would take it with the mindset I had. Like, these niggas trying to set me up or something. I don't trust these motherfuckers. And then, but maybe I could have did something. They would have got rid of a bunch of little backwood rednecks in charge of shit. Maybe I could have went far with that military shit. Maybe not. Andrew Charles said, I just don't play racial shit. Andrew Charles says, does that bother you? He says you need says you mad my roots deeper than yours. That's Andrew Charles. So I already cooked you on that point. You have no deep roots. Like your family that been here before America was a country, they come from the roots of me, motherfucker. So why would I be mad at your roots? Absolutely not. Then you, like I say, you talk, white people will talk about my people owned your people and this and that. No, the survey says your white ass wasn't here. So with you not being here, that means your white ass is getting killed by other white folks, and you ran your ass up out of there, avoiding the white bullet. So you over there getting your ass spit on, kicked around, and shot at by other white folks. You are a victim of white on white crime, Andrew Charles. You don't have roots, homie. You don't have roots. And then Sean Edis says Andrew Charles says comes from the Amish. Yeah, like that I become president. That shit gotta end, man. Don't bring that old ass ancient shit the fuck up over here. Go get a fucking car and get rid of that horse and buggy shit the fuck up out of here. That shit will be outlawed. Get all that shit up out of here. There ain't no fucking pyramid rock around this motherfucker. Get that old fucking pass the damn them niggas who pass the damn Indians a little blankets with the disease in it and shit. You get that old disease blanket shit up out of here. Nobody wants your baked goods. What else is some shit they be selling? They be selling baked goods and all that other shit. Don't nobody eat y'all food. Get the hell out of here with that shit. Them fools got their own little culture and shit. But then America want to fuck with everybody else. Nah, get the fuck out of here. Niggas dressing in them foolish ass clothes and shit. Andrew called me, damn, teach y'all girls some hood rat shit. That's why I give me an Amish chick. She gonna learn to be a hoe. That's what it gonna be. I'm gonna teach that bitch to be on some Nicki Minaj shit. I'm gonna ruin the Amish culture, man. They girls gonna be little motherfucking sexy red bitches. And then Andrew Charles says, doubt it, says you're a mutt. And then but you forgot how to spell you're a mutt. Not you're a mutt. You're a mutt. That's your English was your language. I think you come from the English speaking place. No, you do not. So therefore, you don't have lineage in America. And then Michael Johnson says this motherfucker says drinking the wrong type of orange juice. And then Sean Edis says Quaker Drew. And then Michael Johnson says they ran from Europe. Says they ran from Europe because they could. Says because they couldn't. And y'all got to write better too. But I know what you're trying to say, because they couldn't hack it. So they couldn't hack it by merit. And he's a DEI hire. Yeah, that's how the fools get over here. Get over here unmotherfucking checked and all that other shit. Because they didn't check them. We got all these diseases in this motherfucker. And then Matthew said Andrew Charles says probably got that whack ass Amish haircut and beard. Yeah, wearing the most stupid ass clothes and shit. Motherfuckers, get the fuck out of here, man. We listen to rap and all that shit. They music probably stupid as fuck. They dances probably stupid as fuck. Like, get out of here with that Amish shit. Where are Amish people even at? Where is that shit? Like, everything about that shit. Niggas be giving TV shows to the motherfuckers. Where are they at? They somewhere in what, Maine or some shit? Where the fuck is Amish people even at? And then Andrew Charles says, here we go. Says Reggie reliving the old days, says when he was crusading against the whites. Laugh out loud. No, I never crusade against whites like that. I crusade against piece of shit ass people. Are they in Ohio and in Philadelphia for real? What? Say they Dutch in Pennsylvania? Damn. They in Pennsylvania. Where the fuck in Pennsylvania? Yeah, man, they gotta go back somewhere where they gotta get the fuck out of America with that shit. They get that shit up out of here. Them niggas don't serve in the army. These fools don't build shit but barns and they little small ass place in Ohio and shit. They ain't contribute shit but allowed to practice that shit. Like, hell no, you niggas gonna serve in the army. Then you can go back to that shit. And then Matthew says some white people have a weird skin color. Says some of them have this skin, says that looks red. And then Andrew Charles says I'm not the one wishing ill on our soldiers. Says that's you. Says that's why you're mad right now. No, I'm not wishing ill on no soldier. So that's where you got things mixed up, and you can try to run that bullshit ass narrative. But when a soldier is over there in that region and loses his life in the midst of a conflict started by a bone spur having piece of shit dude raised in Manhattan with a silver spoon in his immigrant little ass mouth and want to play like he's some goddamn tough ass general who been frontlining shit all his fucking life, sends these people over to other people's countries with weapons on machines to kill them, and it don't go as he thought it was, who can sit on TV and talk about annihilating motherfuckers. You think I'm gonna be a fucking despicable motherfucker like you, Andrew Charles, and act like those people are wrong for what they did to him? You're just a despicable motherfucker, homie. Who wants to play like he American? You don't know what America is because you've been following the wrong people trying to push to American people what America is. Why Americans just being fucked over by these same people. Like, get the fuck out of here. That clown ass shit. You learned that shit from your parents, homie. Michael Johnson says, technically says somebody should be fired for the botch operation. Hegseg, followed by Donald Trump. And then Andrew Charles says, won't ever catch me, says, rooting against our service members, USA. Oh, well, you should do that shit and support the American sports players. So you talking all that shit. Let's go into how people don't support the black boxer and all this other shit, but don't support the black team. Y'all support the white USA teams, but when you go in the track and field and this and that, and you can be wanting Lizzie Lohan to win the gold medal in the girls 400 meter and shit. You can win Becky Caitlin to win the fucking 100 meter high hurdles for women and shit. But you'll go against the damn American girl because she's Shaniqua Taylor or some shit. You niggas ain't no fucking Americans. Fuck out of here. You cheer on European players on a fucking American professional team, but you're an American. You're a fraud, homie. This is just the characteristics of humans that don't get called out. You're fraudulent, bro, and it's time to call out the fraudulent shit. Not to be a crybaby, because the way I'm talking, some people use and then do this fraudulent shit you hear with the boxing content creators who just go about the race shit wrong and cry about it and this and that. And like, nah, I'm gonna make sense of this shit. Said, but no, not rooting for a service member getting caught and this and that, but wrong is wrong. Ain't about to rock with no nigga like Trump. Trump been a bitch, was born a bitch. He showed he was a bitch. His mama got beat up like a bitch by not nobody from over the border, not nobody black, but by a white kid. Beat Trump mama up. Trump dad ain't go to rescue her. Trump brothers ain't go to rescue her. Donald Trump himself ain't go rescue his mama. White dude, just Deontay Wilder and his mama. And then in the Velocity Cuts in a rolling. Michael Johnson says, Andrew says, nobody roots against service members. Says it's called holding people accountable. Says something mega don't know. Facts, God damn it. Facts. And Charles says, what? Says you sound crazy. Stay focused, man. Andrew Charles, you speed up, homie. It ain't no stay focused. Speed up. Now, if it's hurting you with what I'm saying, don't act as if I'm off topic and all over the place. No, just say you're confused. And once you're confused, and Charles, rewind it, let it play, rewind it again, let it play, and then you'll eventually catch on. You're just slow, homie. It's about your upbringing. Says his pop says Dodge service too. Yeah, his grandfather, all of them. That's what's known with Trump. Grandfather got kicked out of Hitlerville, where Trump belonged and shit. His mama from somewhere, she come over here selling pussy and shit. She come from some old raggedy place in Europe as well. They stunk the place up, fucked it up, creating conflict, being dirty as fuck, disease and plague spraying all over the place. The bitch couldn't sell pussy because people passing around the green slime area. So she went to, she probably the one carrying the shit. She went to this country and found a little suck ass motherfucker like Trump dad and shit. And she was like, you want to buy some of this Scandinavian pussy? It's some of the best in the world. You see that green shit on it? You see that green shit? That's a pot of gold. Green for the money. Yeah, it said this is gold for the honey. And it says, Michael Johnson says, so he paid some gold to fuck a leprechaun pussy Trump mama and shit. That's why Trump brain fucked up. And then Michael Johnson says, Andrew says, nobody roots against against service members. It says it's called holding people accountable. Something mega don't know about for real. Matthew says Andrew Charles says go sign up. Says nobody's stopping you. Says you support the troops. Says then put your money where your mouth is. Absolutely. Go be like what's the football playing there? Yeah, Andrew Charles. You should be like him. What's that football playing fool from the Arizona Cardinals who nobody talks about and fucking more? But Reggie's going to talk about him because I'm a true fucking American. What's the brother name? What's our brother? Pat Tillman. See, y'all ain't have to write in the chat. I'm a true American. There you go, Michael Johnson, another veteran. He put it in there, Tillman. Pat Tillman. Won't you go do what Pat Tillman did, which is some foolish shit? And let's go into this shit again. Did Pat Tillman get killed by, I think he was fighting against terrorism. Pat Tillman, dude making millions, owned a damn professional football team, got all riled up in this shit, joins the Ranger unit, a special force unit of the military. And eventually he would have moved up to Green Berets and all that other shit. But guess what happened? And I knew the moment when they say Pat Tillman got killed, that he got killed by some white guys in his unit who were jealous of him, seeing that he was moving up high speed, the attention he brought, and they fake an ambush. They were intentionally killing that dude. And all Pat Tillman gets is a bridge and white people like Andrew Charles who don't talk about this nigga. Don't even remember. When I asked that shit, because I knew the nigga now, I was waiting for Andrew Charles to type in here that he knew the white dude. This nigga don't even know the white dude. A hero who died fighting for America after Bush, degenerate, never fought in the war like his sorry ass ship crack into America daddy, sends these people into Iraq over a small group of people from Afghanistan or where the fuck they was from, flying planes into a building. And rather than going after that network of people who coordinate that shit, Bush goes into a war because he wants oil and all type of other resources to put in his own pocket. Andrew Charles says, I have his book. Andrew Charles, you don't have no book. You can't even read. And you faking like you got Pat Tillman's book. You just brought it. You just brought the book if you do got it. But you don't read up on it. You guys don't talk about that motherfucker. You don't do any of that shit. You're a fake ass American. You probably got around a group who thought it was cool to pay tribute to him, which is some fraudulent shit. And none of y'all remember the motherfucker. All he has is a bridge. Niggas drive over this bridge, over the fucking bridge that takes you over the Hoover Dam. Not even over, it takes you over the fucking Colorado River across the Hoover Dam. Is named after this dude. Well, it got somebody else's name on it too. Y'all don't even remember Pat Tillman. Once again, like I say, fake ass people. Such as yourself, Andrew. I'm gonna get you back to being a true American, Andrew. You're gonna wake up to this shit. He says, I had it forever. Says that shit happened a long time. So you forget about him? You brought it when the news talked about it. You never opened a page in that book and read it. You probably looked at his pictures and shit. But you don't get too fucked about Pat Tillman. Nigga went and served that military and got his ass killed by Americans. Did he get killed on American soil, Andrew Charles? Where did Pat Tillman get killed at? He got killed in some other people's land getting ready to go kill them. And there's some jealous motherfuckers in his unit killed them. Same way the military killed the young black lady, Private Johnson, and want to act like they don't know what the fuck happened to this girl, trying to play like she fucking committed suicide. But they're the ones, somebody high ranking who they were claiming a captain, killed this girl, knowing damn well it's a military cover-up. And they do not want to solve that shit because it will bring down somebody high ranking. They want to hide that shit. Lavina Johnson case, go look at that shit. When we want to talk about patriotism and all that other shit, the military covering up that black chick who was murdered over in fucking Iraq in her tent, her private area burnt up. her with a fucking M16 round in her mouth. People acting like they didn't hear it. Some damn was accused of affair with some white captain over there who probably did, and they covered it up. It's what the military's good and it's good for it. Same thing, they try to do that shit at Fort Hood with the Mexican girl who a black dude killed her, but they try to cover this shit up. And then Sean Edit says, checkmate. Yeah, always checkmating these dummies, man. Who think they represent America. Don't be doing shit about America. This motherfuckers just privileged in this shit. And we gotta break privilege away from motherfuckers. Like they wanted, like the DEI shit. You know, we need to break privilege. DEI ain't the issue. I gotta do a video on that shit. I'm doing a video on that shit. Privilege is the most destructive shit in America. It's not DEI. It is white privilege. Because it leaves people like Andrew Charles and them ignorant than a motherfucker and lazy. They don't work hard for shit. He says, my dad is a vet. A vet of what? The fucking Scandinavian army? He ain't an American vet. Nigga talking about his dad a vet. Says, you sound like a dumbass. What military your dad served in? Nigga talking about a vet. Nigga vet and what? The Nazi military? Fuck out of here. Nigga making up lies and shit. Why you didn't follow in his footsteps? Nigga dad in the motherfucking Nazi army and shit. He says, man, we color tripping, says when we should be giving Trump props, says for what's this immigrant L5 player? I can't wait to get to your comment. And he says, Andrew Charles says wants to sit in the rear with the gear. Yeah, fucking rear guard ass motherfucker. And then Andrew Charles says you are a military flunky, bro. I ain't no military flunky. That motherfucker honorably discharged, dealt with all these little pussy ass people up in there who thought they was gonna do shit to put me out. Nigga, I'd have made it through all that shit unscathed. Guess who was more fucked up mentally? Not I. Left that motherfucker with a smile, was always joking, good manner, ride on the motherfuckers when I need to. But guess what happened with these fools? These little diehard motherfuckers I was in there with. You look at them motherfuckers right now, all these motherfuckers look old as a motherfucker. They look way older than what they are. They burnt the fuck out. They broken. And they're the ones pushing that shit in the military. All of them. If I go to my motherfucking unit page and you look at the motherfuckers I serve with, these niggas look broken. Some of them mentally fucked up, got PTSD, all that shit. So who's a flunky? Andrew Charles, you got like fucked all the way up. Them niggas is burnt out, unhappy in life, fucked up. Nigga, get the fuck out of here. Maybe they should have picked another line of work. The military wasn't it for them, and they were the ones giving all this privilege through that shit. And nobody targeting them motherfuckers. And somehow the military still broke the motherfuckers. Now, don't thank me for my service. Thanks for my fight. And the check-in, that backwoods shit throughout the whole time I served in that motherfucker. When the other motherfuckers who pushing that kind of shit are the ones who are broken. And he says, you felt that one. Andrew Charles felt what? How did I feel anything? Andrew Charles, I'm telling you, when you talking about I'm a flunky of the military, I'm telling you about the white folks who tried everything to get me kicked out and how fucked up they are. Their wives have left them. I done been around sergeants who've been married three and four fucking times and been broken by bitches. All the motherfuckers got drinking habits, and a bunch of them have drug habits. So let's talk about what the military done. Like I told you, go to a VA hospital and go look how fucked up them people are in there. Boom, 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 boom. Checkmate, Andrew Charles. Don't ever talk that shit about flunky. No. I stood tall against the motherfuckers. Them niggas couldn't defeat me on shit. They was always losers in that shit. Always right with Reg. Always made it through. Body slamming MPs. Spitting on captains and shit. Checking motherfuckers. And made it out of that motherfucker with rank on. Benefits. Happy to the motherfucker. Oh, no grays, no just for men black shit in my shit. Beard ain't gray. Look, I'm older than what the fuck I look. They got the knee injuries, back injuries from that shit. Still a regular motherfucker. Ain't broken by that bullshit because they couldn't do it. I'm the nigga going to the field with these clowns. These niggas got to smoke cigarettes. I'm in that motherfucker clowning, chilling. This shit easy breezy to me. Because I always knew how to make shit fun. I'm a clown, crack jokes. These niggas in here stressing. Breaking themselves. And I guarantee a bunch of these motherfuckers, I wonder how many of them got, I understand someone went to war, but the ones who didn't, how many of them motherfuckers had PTSD, Andrew Charles? So they never talk about the flunky and this and that. And I mean the white dudes who never dealt with shit. Checkmate, Andrew. I love, keep riding in this motherfucker. And those listening to Andrew, I'm glad you're over here who may be hearing me for the first time. I'm glad you guys are listening. He says, shining, the white teeth crispy, man. And then Andrew Charles says pick the topic, says y'all never all over the place, Andrew Charles. I'm always on point. It's always centered. Sometimes you spin on the axis, right? But you always centered. So I'll get right back around to it, homie. You just slow, Andrew Charles. You're very slow. And then Andrew says, let's see your DD214. Man, that nigga got to finish the damn game. He and his character going through boot camp on Call of Duty and shit. Andrew Charles says, wow, says that was really profound. Everything profound, I say. I'll just say shit that a lot of you niggas ain't accustomed to. Some people are. Because some of y'all people just in a whitewashed ass world, the solutions to everything y'all operate under is whitewash. And there's not a solution. It's not a problem solver. It's not a resolver. The only way to resolve shit is be honest about shit. Look at things critical from a critical standpoint, analyze it, and implement a plan, a workable plan, a righteous plan, a plan without goalposts. A plan without fucking selecting certain people to only how they create this little white privilege system to where only particular people are ones who will succeed or advance in it. And that's where America's problem is. White privilege is the issue, not DEI. This is why they fell in this war. Too many white privileges going on. And then you look at Trump's administration, look like a Barbie house. It look like Barbie, Ken and Barbie in that motherfucker. Ken and Barbie pussies. Yeah, so we look like pussies out here. That's what it is. You got Ken and Barbie in that motherfucker. And then Matthew says fighting to distract from the Jeffrey Epstein files. Oh, I'm glad you brought Jeffrey Epstein because that's another common thing amongst these places where Andrew Charles and them come from. And then Velocity Cuss says it's bad when Joe Kemp said fuck this shit. Says so far the most incompetent administration. Facts. Them motherfuckers kicking out blonde head bimbo bitches who was kissing his ass. I mean, this fool, these bitches who can give you pussy and suck you up. Trump didn't want none of that shit. That's why Bondi and Noams got kicked out. They was trying to get his fool pussy. Trump said, I don't want none of that shit. How dare you? How dare you insult me? You have no nut sex. That nigga kicked the bitch out. That nigga kicked that bitch out for having a cooch and trying to give some Lewinsky and shit. Trump didn't want that shit. That's why Melania fucking hermaphrodite. And then Matthew said that's only why he's still with Melania. Melania don't even sleep with that nigga. He get treated like he talking about the French president. Melania treat that nigga 10 times worse than that shit. With her hermaphrodited ass and shit. And then Matthew says this regime says it's so incompetent, says it's not even funny anymore. Says it's just sad with these Andrew Charles simps in the chats. Facts. Andrew Charles done fucked me up from doing my crime show tonight. Because I'm enjoying roasting this motherfucker with the truth and shit because he's ignorant. And I ain't gonna say he's blatantly ignorant or willfully ignorant. He's just ignorant. He don't know no goddamn better. Blame his fucking surroundings, his parents, his community, his rabbi, whatever the fuck he go to, rabbi, priest, pastor, whatever the fuck. And then Otto Boxer says to Matthew says 100% fact. Slim says this was a distraction from those Epstein's files. Yeah, now here you go with the Epstein's file. You a Trump supporter, was parading that motherfucker. Matthew says 100. Andrew Charles says you don't see shit. Says you think the world is LA, which is false. Says you says know all about that. Says who doesn't? Don't know what you talking about. Knows all about that. My cousin in the building. Salute the Deuce Tom. We had CJ in this motherfucker. The fan bam in the building. And then Mike Johnson says, "Damn, Andrew Charles says city must be or must says city must be born." Damn, Andrew Charles. I mean, not Andrew Charles. Mike Johnson. You're right. Been fucked up all night. Yeah. Andrew Charles come from the hills. The hills have eyes, city and shit, where brothers and sisters fuck each other and fucking impregnate each other. And then NJ Street Fighter says, "Damn, says what's good, Reg, as usual." Says when I decided to get on this app, says you in here aggravating cats. Man, no, they in here aggravating. I'm in here doing a live stream. They in here kissing Trump ass, trying to rescue Trump. This nigga ain't no Secret Service member. These niggas in here be acting like the bodyguard and shit. Trump, Whitney Houston to these niggas and shit. He did me want to pick Trump up on Whitney Houston ass old motherfucker. Get the fuck out of here. These niggas is weird. Fuck it. What's the nigga playing the bodyguard? Fuck it. He niggas be thinking, what's that nigga? Kevin, is that Kevin Costner? Oh, Kevin Costner ass motherfucking thing just want to hold Trump. I mean, damn, niggas getting here. I talk about Trump. These niggas be acting like they Trump. That nigga Trump a fucking degenerate, homie. You know, Trump don't need no protection. And shit, he got kids. He got sorry ass fucking kids who ain't worth the shit. Andrew Charles says you forget the last shit you said. No, never that. And then Andrew Charles says the only topic I brought up tonight says that is that pilot says in Reggie on one says and on one of his pseudo history rants. Nah, not on pseudo history rants. You brought up something that ties in everything I'm telling you. Yo, slow ass. You're a Trump lover. You're a Trump knee walker. And this ain't got nothing to do with that pilot who should not have been his motherfucking ass over in these people countries with missiles on his shit. Says Kevin Costner, a real Compton street legend. Man, you know, Kevin Costner is the white dude I think I heard was from Compton and shit. He was from that shit when they had the little covenants and shit. He just like Bush. Bush is in there when they had them racial covenants and shit. And then Velocity cuts in there rolling. NJ Street Fighter says nah, you know I'm messing with you. Says you know I agree on this subject. Yes indeed. And then Andrew Charles says you keyboard warrior says can't shame me. Man, Andrew Charles, I shame you all the fucking time. You just slow, but I'm gonna speed you up, and then at some point down the line, Andrew Charles, guess what? This always happens too. And at some point you'll do it. You may do it 5 to 10 years from now. You're gonna say, man, thanks, Reg, man. I really see where you was coming from. You was right. I gotta blame my family for this dumb shit I was on and shit. They're teaching me this old silver spoon privilege, being white and all this other shit. And the rabbi taught us that shit. You know, the priests in there teaching us we the chosen people, and Hitler taught us we was sucker period in everybody. Until I went out there and joined the track team and came in negative last. I came in the negative last place. Them black motherfuckers, the black nigga, he had the 100-meter yard dash. Some black niggas lapped his ass. How they do that? They start the race over, nigga. Fuck, hey, slow ass motherfucker. And then this Street Fire says, he says, my bad, he made a correction. And then Michael Johnson says, hope this motherfucker says ain't got kids. And then Matthew says, Andrew Charles says it's not a native, says probably a descendant of self-imported inbreds from Europe. That's exactly what he is. These fools bring their ass over here like we needed their ass. Motherfuckers ain't help at shit, came over to get welfare, all that shit. Michael Johnson says, if Andrew Charles got kids, says that motherfucker bad. And then Matthew says, Andrew Charles says should send his kids to fight in Iran, since Andrew is so patriotic. Well, the problem is with Andrew patriotism is that the old good patriotic white girl won't open her legs for this motherfucker. So therefore, he got no kids. He gotta go find a chick over in you know how most of the white dudes who play this old white this and America this, they gotta do like what's that old white dude? He went to China to get a girl. They gotta do that what's that old motherfucker? He was racist when Obama became president. What's that old fool dying fucked up from Kentucky? What's that old pussy ass old dude about to kick the bucket? It start with his name start with a B. Somebody write that shit. Y'all know that old little worthless piece of dog shit ass white dude from Kentucky. His face all drooped up. Matter of fact, he been fucked up. He freeze up. Damn, what's that fool name? Oh no, damn, it just came to me. Fuck. Damn, y'all slow as fuck too, man. Y'all only pay attention to your politics. What's this fool name? What's this fool? Let me type it in. I don't see. No, not Biden, fool. Man, get your immigrant ass out of here. What's this fool name? Mitch McConnell. Thank you. There we go. I knew some of my people, some political ass people, but I see Cuss got it. Mitch McConnell. So when white dudes, because white girls don't open their legs for these dudes, this is what adding to their jealousy and all this other shit. That's what the DEI shit was meant to stop. They thought they could stop DEI. That was a way of keeping white girls from wanting to ride in the laps of black dudes and shit. But it ain't working. They ain't gonna stop none of that shit. So these fools got to go over to China and shit and find them a girl walking in and sometimes they end up with a lady boy. They go over into Taiwan and Singapore and all that shit. And they find one of them girls, look for citizenship, and they bring them back over here and shit. That's what Angie Charles gonna have to do. But the white American girl, her patriotism won't allow her seeds to be pollinated with terrorist cells. Her body reject that shit. She just want Labradors. She just want we call the dog when the dog would be your son. Nigga, god damn it. That motherfucking golden retriever be your son. Don't raise that nigga. Hey, your son just pooped. Go clean that shit up, nigga. But outside that, man, them bitches ain't fucking with these fools. Even that motherfucker Hegseg ain't got no motherfucking kids. This bitch, them fools, either they gotta come with the bag, they gotta pay them bitches just to get paid. And then the bitch don't even be want to watch y'all ass. They go hire nannies and shit. That's the cold part when y'all get y'all bitches and y'all be rich and shit. The bitch don't even raise the kids. That motherfuckers be hiring motherfucking nannies who don't even speak English, and then you call your kid, be wondering why that nigga don't answer you and shit. You gotta translate the baby name and shit, motherfuckers, dummies. That's what happened to Barron. That's why Barron be looking so confused. The nigga nanny spoke some other language and shit. She be calling that nigga Barron and shit, and forget to put that L on that motherfucker. His name El Barron, motherfucker, El Nino, motherfucker. Andrew Charles says all Reggie's Army stories says are about his feelings getting hurt by the whites. Man, never that. No. My stories ain't never my feelings get hurt. The stories about me hurting their feelings. That's the thing that you mix up, Andrew Charles. So I keep saying you're slow. It ain't about my feelings getting hurt. It's about theirs getting hurt. And so that's where they try to conjure up these plans and shit. Don't ever forget that, Andrew Charles. Remember, they conjured plans against me, not me conjuring plans up against them. I was in there to have fun, enjoying that shit until I had to deal with one of these measly fucks. And then, like I stated, at the end of this shit, these motherfuckers alcoholics, drug addicts, bitter as fuck, divorced many times, and like dummies that repeat the cycle, remarried, the bitch pimp them, take everything. And they're mad at the world. They hate the government. They anti-government this. So who has the stories about feelings hurt? STEM. Not me. When I'm getting out, who is the people that brought over? Look, this is how they come fuck with me. Remember, I'll tell you the story. They come over to me. We recommend that you don't receive the Army ARCOM award. And if I mean, you can contest it, but I said, man, hey, stop even talking to me, man. Where do I sign that shit at? Them niggas looking like nigga, y'all niggas don't get to me. The fuck you talking about? Then where the pen? You got a pen? Let me sign that shit. Y'all talking too much to me. The fuck out of here. The fuck the Army. Guess what? These niggas got all type of awards, and guess what? Them awards can't do a fucking thing. You can shove them up their fucking ass. We'll go to some old parade where niggas don't give a fuck about them and wear ribbons all over their shit. Get the fuck out of here. That's what be hurting a lot of the military people. They did all that ass kissing, brown nosing like a motherfucker. Get out and they ain't shit. That's just like we had this sergeant major. They had to force this nigga to quit. This nigga was retired. We out there in the NTC. This motherfucker had been almost in 30. He might have been 30. I wish some of the homies I was in the army with were in here. This motherfucker, what sergeant major was that? Because I was in there. We had 2 sergeant majors retired because them niggas staying in the army long as fuck, afraid to become civilians. I think it was Rocha when we was in NTC. This motherfucker was, no, it wasn't Roach. It was another white dude, or it might have been, whatever it was. This fool was retiring. His last date was out there in DC. Our colonel had to make this nigga retire. And the issue with his retirement is to become nobody. In the military, because of his rank, he's somebody. He spent 20-something years in this shit. 30 years, I think he was in the 30-something years as our sergeant major of my battalion. That motherfucker's afraid to get out. And a lot of them are afraid because they become nobody. There's nobody there that report to them this and that. They have to adapt to the civilian shit and become just ordinary, mixed in the shuffle civilians. And that shit bugs a lot of these motherfuckers. They feel as if they have no purpose. So Andrew Charles, the army stories is the victories of Reg, homie. Simple as that. The nigga who ain't out here stressing, ain't out here all fucked up. Nigga ain't no anti-government motherfucker, true ass American. And the white folks didn't go through none of this shit. And the white folks you hear me talk about was the ones who felt the way about Reg, bitter as a motherfucker, tried all type of shit to get me in trouble, thought they would break me mentally, couldn't do none of that shit. Probably was wondering like, what is wrong with this motherfucker? And got out of that motherfucker. And then was avoided going to war with these chumps. And then Michael Johnson says, Matthew says, ooh wee. And then Matthew says, Andrew Charles says, probably got that whack ass Amish haircut and beard. Yeah, he got that shit. Riding in one of them old whack ass Amish horse pulled little carts and shit. He says the Amish Eggert taper fade and shit. Says they talking about where the Amish people at in Ohio and Philly. Says Amish people said it's supposed to be Dutch from Philadelphia. Yeah, how the fuck did they even get over here with that old ass shit? He's riding on with a horse pulling a cart. Man, you crack one of these bitches. Hey, can your horse pull my car? Fuck out of here. And then Matthew says, Andrew Charles says, do you know the difference between yours, and your? Yeah, he don't know none of that shit. He's slow in English because he come over here faking. And they was talking Spanish before they got over here and shit. And then Matthew says, probably not. And then Velocity Cuss says, fact, says, you think that silver spoon fed draft dodger from Queens really cares about an Air Force pilot? Absolutely he don't. Trump don't give a fuck about none of the people dying over there. While Andrew Charles talking about my opinion about a pilot being shot over in Iran. Ask that funky ass president how he feel about vets. Chump ass Andrew Charles. You ask Trump how the fuck he treated that black family in his first fucking go around when that black dude was killed in the ambush in the special force unit, and the way Trump treated his fucking widow. Don't you ever talk about me in that motherfucking pilot got his ass shot in Iran. And then Andrew Charles says, what? Says you sound crazy. Says stay focused. Matthew says Trump didn't even care about Charlie Kirk. Says he was asked, and says the then pivoted the question to his bunker ballroom, just like Charlie Kirk, little funky ass whore didn't care, because all she cared about was a Labrador. She didn't care about that motherfucker. Charlie Kirk couldn't even fuck her right, so she out here whoring. That's what she making up for. That's why she wearing all that tight shit and ain't even got a curve on that flat ass booty. That motherfucker girl out here hoeing like a motherfucker, getting passed around. She old toss up, and then she be good on Fig. And then NSA Street Fighter says his pops died service too. Yeah, all the Trumps. The Trumps don't mean shit to the military. Now they got this nigga in here giving orders for people to go to war in Iran, embarrassing this stupid motherfucker. His motherfucking president cussing and shit. Iran stressing the fuck out of Trump. Open this straight, you crazy motherfucker. That nigga in there getting his ass handed to him. And Andrew Charles in here crying for him. Andrew Charles says, you sound ridiculous as usual. Says, I knew you would rant like this. Says, this is why I'm here. It says, to watch you mentally break down. Andrew Charles, I'm smiling, homie. You'll never see me break down mentally, brother. If you want to see somebody break down mentally, you should go into a military base. And then Mike Johnson says, the Pat Tillman, yeah, that's the other fool they don't care about. That fool didn't die serving this country, and none of these damn fake-ass white patriot folks care about him. And then Andrew Charles says, talking about he got Pat Tillman book, nigga lying. Mike Johnson says you have his book. Says, did you read page 32? Says it had a route to the nearest recruiting station. Yeah, take your ass to the motherfucking special force building, motherfucker. Andrew Charles ain't gonna serve shit. Oh, fake ass politician. He says Iran is looted. L5 player, no, you're losing. And then Andrew Charles says I had it forever. So that shit happened a long time ago. That shit did not happen a long time ago. World War II happened a long time ago. Pat Tillman died not long ago. Arnold Boxer says you just forgot about him, Andrew Charles. Arnold Boxer says Andrew does have it. Says Pat Tillman coloring book. L5 player, another little Trump lover who Trump trying to deport. Trump trying to capture this motherfucker. And then Michael Johnson says this old Alien Gonzalez says motherfucking L5 player in here. And then Michael Johnson says Andrew Charles says got a memorial says for Ashley Babbitt. And then wait, who is Ashley Babbitt? Why I heard that name? And then he's saying the Behold was L5 player. Say, see, yeah, L motherfucking Ellen Gonzalez ass motherfucker be kissing Trump ass. And then Andrew Charles says, so we're gonna say the opposite of whatever I say. So that's good. Says real mature. So they talking about something mature. It says everybody knows about that too. And then L5 player says, man, says we color tripping. Says when we should be giving Trump props. Says for stop. You gotta learn how to write first before you go in and kissing Trump's nuts. For stop Armageddon earlier. Trump ain't stopped shit. Trump bowed down. Trump ain't stopped no Armageddon. Armageddon wasn't gonna happen. It's just Trump in there puffing his chest with no fire out that motherfucker. He is a flameless dragon. He just be blowing shit out his ass. And then Velocity cuts in there rolling. And then Matthew says that girl killed by the black guy was from where I'm from, Brownsville, Texas. Says our Harlingen says, but she's from here. It says her funeral service was here in Brownsville, Texas. Wait, what girl got killed? And then, is that who Ashley Babbitt is? And then Mike Johnson says Andrew Charles' dad served in the Salvation Army. That's facts. Ringing that little bell, begging niggas for a quarter to put in that little bucket. And they wearing them old white ass shoes and shit. Them niggas in the Salvation Army looking crazy at that shit. And then L5 player says, thank you for your service. Man, don't thank me for my service. You thank me for my activism, god damn it. And then Andrew Charles says, yeah, you felt that one. And then Arnold Boxer says Andrew Pop says is a vet of the Boy Scouts. Yeah. And then Boy Scout motherfucker thought he in the army teaching niggas how to tie knots. Says he did 3 deployments. Andrew Charles did 3 deployments to the Redwood Fort. Said when scout leader was Forrest Gump too. Says with the notorious Epstein clan. Says he said it was a lot of grunting and screaming going on that night. Yeah, nigga. Oh my god, that was funny as a fuck. And then L5 player says he talking about the t-shirt. I don't know why you dudes be making comments on what niggas wearing this shit. And then Arnold Boxer says Andrew dad says well known in the rainbow community, says for his Boy Scout service. Says his code name was the sitting hole. Says that swallow things whole. They had you Charles in the wrong motherfucking chat. Hey, let's come back on the comments so I can get off of this shit, man. I was really trying to do my crime shit. And then L5 player says if it wasn't for Trump, says no one would mention the Epstein files. Man, please. Velocity Cut says the Kevin Costner surreal Compton legend. Yeah, that's a nigga. Andrew Charles want to be the bodyguard for Trump. He want to carry that motherfucker. And the Velocity Cut says, fact says, Kevin Costner says, grew up in Linwood / Bonton. And then L5 player says, Biden. No, Mitch McConnell. That's what these fools like Andrew Charles, we having to go get women out the catalog from over in China and shit because the white girls don't want to fuck with them. That shit got to make you feel bad. Wouldn't that be just bad? You in a race and your bitches don't want to fuck with you because there's so many black people around. Nigga, I would join the clan like a motherfucker. Nigga. And then they come out some stupid shit on a horse with a hood on your head. That black nigga beat your motherfucking ass. These niggas is stupid. That shit is all over a bitch. Anytime dudes be on weird shit, that shit about a bitch. That shit gotta make you feel bad. That's why they daddies be telling them all this wicked shit. The black man this, the black man that. Them girls just be intrigued and shit. Don't be believing none of that. I be loving seeing that shit. When I see a black dude with a snow bunny and shit, be like, yeah, man, you doing your thing, man. Dispelling all that bullshit theories of white supremacy taught in their house, all that scare tactic shit did not work. This girl was intrigued and got a dose of what she couldn't quit. And that's just simply it. They can't stand to see the niggas going to their school, none of that shit. And that should be the thing. They start calling the police for nothing. You wonder why the police patrolling around that motherfucker. Like these fools is fucking some jealous ass motherfuckers. And then grew up on that Hitler shit. Hitler telling you this and that. Hitler's such a degenerate piece of shit. Even he was hiding his bitch when black people was in the country. He hid a little, and that nigga's a pedophile. That's where all that Epstein shit come from. The Eva Braun hoe, they don't be want to talk about that shit. They at one point, until we start tabooing that shit, them damn German motherfuckers, even these American motherfuckers be trying to highlight Eva Braun like she did. That girl was underage like a motherfucker. That motherfucker is so young and shit. And then I think she was related to the nigga. And then Velocity Cuss said, but he hit her when Jesse Jorgensen was over there and shit. The rest of them, and that was the other thing they hide. A lot of them German women's already having black babies and shit. Them Africans is going over there. And sticking Shaka Zulu up in their ass. And then Velocity Cuss says Hitler and them couldn't take the screaming that them white girls having. When white girl lay with them Andrew Charles like motherfuckers, she's silent. She can go to sleep, wake up these niggas and think they did something. The Shaka Zulu niggas go in that motherfucker, that bitch be in there screaming, climbing to the walls and shit. She ready to go live in a hut. She leaving Germany. Germany dealt with, that's why they breed all these old Benjamin Netanyahu motherfuckers. Germany went through a population decline. They should have sent the mulattoes to raise Jesse Owens. They would have won at least some silver and shit. And if Velocity says Mr. Connell is says so patriotic, says he wiped up a rice bunny. That motherfucker couldn't find a white girl that was willing to lay with his nasty ass. The motherfucker, like I said, them girls be unhappy. That's why Melania looked mad and shit till she get the cheat. Then she be smiling. Once Melania have her affair and shit, then she be smiles and shit. When she forced to lay with this old small pecker ass motherfucker, he barely get past her coochie lips. That's all Trump done got to just the breaking the pussy lip level of her cooch. She ain't never felt nothing from that motherfucker. That's what I said. That's kid is Larry Bird's. And the Velocity Cuts in there rolling. L5 player says Iran is losing, which he wants to believe. So his daddy Trump can look good in his eyes, but Trump don't even look good in his eyes. Trump looks sick like he on that yayo. That shit brought over here by your people. Your people giving Trump the yayo, L5 player. Tell your people to stop giving Trump the yayo, L5 player. How dare y'all give Trump the poison? And then he got one of them nose meant for sniffing that shit. And then Wright Bernard says Bernard says, man, don't use that king shit. Says what's good, bro? Says already know you're on top of the dope in that says the dope in the White House. Says who got motherfucking scared and sucked Iran D. Says when they call USA's bluff, like Pusha T says, stay black. Absolutely. They told that motherfucker Trump talk all this, we gonna kill your whole species and this and that. Well, go ahead, nigga. Drop the balls, bitch. Them niggas was waiting for that shit. The niggas outside with the binoculars. Like, God. Hey, call that motherfucker Trump. Hey, we don't see no bombs. Nigga, where the bombs at? Nigga, you hit these bridges and all that shit. We'll build that shit back. But no, better yet, you gonna build that shit back, Trump. You gonna give us reparations. You know that shit y'all don't want to give to the black folks? We need all that shit. And we need it pronto. You want to get this ceasefire shit? We want some reparations in this motherfucker. And then in the right, Bernard says 3 deployments in the Redwood Forest, hilarious. And he says deployments. And then in the L5 player says Iran can't stop America, says from popping anything off in their country. Says they are, but look at the economy, dumbass. That's the effects. That's how they're going to fight the war. They don't need to send no Navy. They don't need to attack America. This is why you need to make sure you have a person who becomes president, and even when they're campaigning for it, that they are right fits for global politics. They have to be geopolitical, man. They have to be on point. They have to be stable. They cannot be an asinine ass motherfucker like Donald Trump, just ignorant, openly ignorant, fucking cavalier as fuck. You do not want that type of person in your country. You don't need business people running the country. And then El Fabio says Iran can't stop America, says, from popping off anything in their country. Says they are giving up. Says America won thanks to Trump. Says being in charge. Says if that sorry, what the fuck is that supposed to be? If that valid broad says if that valid broad Kamala says would have won, says we would have been says we would have been cooked. Yeah, sure. Trump is cooked, dumbass. And then Benjamin in the building, salute to Ben Israel in the building, says Salom, says Andrew, fight back. Andrew done left the building and shit. Andrew in there crying on the computer. His fucking keyboard in short circuit. He in there crying. Hey man, Reggie, I didn't want to hear the truth. I didn't want him telling me the things that I suspected were true, but I really didn't want to hear it. But Reggie had to go and do that. Matter of fact, I'm going to drop a dime. FBI, is Cash Patel there? There's a terroristic guy named Reggie. He's on the internet talking about Trump. You know, Trump, the guy who brought you over here on your carpet, Patel? Yeah, he's talking about him. Valhalla. He talks about Charlie Kirk too. That's what Andrew Charles back there doing. That nigga on the phone with the FBI. Motherfucking Slurpee, the Slurpee Patrol. And he says, the right Bernard says because his name is all up in the Epstein file. It says full redacted. It says facts, historical facts. And then Autobox says true facts equals says the Germans would tell their women, says that the black men thing says will be too big, says it will painfully tear them, says, but it made their woman, says, more curious to find for themselves. Google it. That's a fact, man. You know, even when you go to the Orient, man, all the motherfuckers will tell you, even the white dude, I'll be telling the story. They say, man, you go over to Germany, they say the blacker you are, the more pussy you don't get. This is why it bugs me to hear Deontay Wilder talk this dark skin shit and all that other shit. I don't know how it is for dark skin women. Dark skin women probably got people wanting to hound them and shit as well. But for black dudes, the dark you are, the more pussy you don't get. Them white women be over there going fucking crazy. And you will fuck off the plane going over there and shit. Like I say, one dude's in my unit looked like Stephen Adonis, like a gorilla looking nigga. The white dude was saying, man, he over there and knocked up a German bitch who like a model, because them girls be tall too. They be like 6 footers, nothing for a German chick. And that fool was over there knocking his broad down, got all type of kid. Even like when you look at the nigga Derek Chisora and shit, he been knocking that damn, she probably German too. Or British, the British chicks the same thing. You go over there, the darker you are, the more British shit you gonna knock down. You stay with it long enough, you be fucking Queen Elizabeth. That was the other thing. That's why they got all them guards around her. Her daddy put that shit in place. That's why they had that shit. When black people start coming into England when they stealing shit, and they had to put a gate around to keep Queen Elizabeth hot pussy ass. That's what that shit about. That's why they got the royal guards. Queen Elizabeth hot coochie ass. They didn't want none of that Prince Harry shit going on. It motherfucking bring no black kids in that motherfucker. That motherfucking Queen Elizabeth would have had a bunch of kids hanging off her hip. She had bust out that gate. Oh, hot coochie ass lady. That's why she looked so fucked up. She wasn't getting laid and shit. And then they was arranging who she was to fuck with. Some fool from Workington. They be having that dumb shit. The motherfucker be from Rottingham and all this other shit and be setting it up. Right Bernard says, Arnold Boxer says, talk to him, bro. And he says, preaching right now. Yes, indeed. And Arnold Boxer says, that's why I get happy. He says, every time I see a brother with a white woman, says, I tell him, says, to Hulk pound that coochie. Yeah, it's just be like, I be liking that shit because I'm like, that broad ain't on that stupid shit. She genuinely going for who she love, and I like seeing that shit. I like seeing that shit all the time. I just like people who love them for love each other, not caught up on racial shit. And then you just make a racist motherfucker that push that demonic ass sorry shit because they sorry ass motherfuckers try to push off on other people. Go for what you love. And then Right Bernard says, Arnold Boxing says, like Bruce. And then SS City Sicker says, motherfuckers capitulated. Says, agree to everything Iran wants. Says, $2 million a ship. It's crazy. Says 2 months ago it was free. Thank you. You get retarded little cocaine yayo pushing deportee like fucking L5 player that love to kiss Trump ass for a green card. Don't be knowing what the fuck he talking about. He just on his knees and shit. But he in here pushing the yayo over to the White House that Trump and them snorting this shit. Iran checked that nigga. And they was known from how Trump in there cussing, losing his fucking mind, embarrassing America, showing no level of etiquette. He act like he come from little White House projects. And then Right Bernard says, never mind, Germany says most of Europe. And then Otto Boxer says Andrew got off, says so he can listen to his mom's door. Says that she gets smashed by her black boyfriend. Says that she left Andrew's dad for absolutely. They be having all type of affairs and shit. You know, with some women over there in Europe that go to Jamaica. See, I wish I one of them Jamaican people over there. They get the European woman that go over there. They'll travel to where the black country is just because they heard how we be smashing them, and they go over there to get fucked. And someone be wanting to even have the babies from these fools because they like their kids with the, you know, they become the better of the family tree. And that's simply what it is. They be wanting them kids from them and shit. And chicks love that shit. They want little Barack Obamas and shit. Like, and Andrew and them can't stand that shit. That's why they go in these churches and they churches spew out all that sick shit. But if we just let, what do they call that shit? What do you call it? Like the natural order of shit? What is that shit? And what do you call that shit? Like natural selection just goes about. We'll always be on top. So that's what happens. Why these type of dudes were not getting laid, getting pussy. And this is where you get the weird behavior of these fools who become school shooters and shit. That's what you get in society. The people creating the nuclear bombs, ships, and tanks and bombs were the people who weren't getting pussy. And they're just watching as the ladies leave them and their minds being unconditioned to learn how to reproduce and work on their stroke, how to put a girl's legs up and give her a good thrust or hit it doggy style. Their brain shifted away from just natural male human shit and shifted over towards Dexter Laboratory shit. And so they niggas start developing a microscope to find an atom because they gonna split that motherfucker. These motherfuckers ain't shit. And Andrew Charles done gave up and he done quit. Too legit to quit. It's not you, motherfucker. So therefore, Andrew Charles, never put your little un-American comments in here and talk about me celebrating some pilot being shot down. Because you're too slow to understand that pilot did not fall anywhere in America where he should have been flying his airplane at. Should have been all around America, protecting the American skies, going around America. But no, he got to take his ass over to Iran and try to go. Oh shit, Houston, we got a problem. I gotta go hide in the bush. Nigga, come help me, rescue me, nigga, rescue 911 of this bitch. Trump's stupid ass and Them stupid motherfucker trumpet eggs said and got me to fly this fucking plane over here. Otto Boxer says, never forget that the plantation wives says was sneaking into the slave quarters, getting trains. Facts. That's what was so brilliant about the movie Life, because only people only looked at it from a comical standpoint. But there's so much historics in that shit. That's why I don't like watching slave movies and you being whipped. Fuck that. If you want to show a slave movie with the whips and all that shit, I'll watch it when they show in that same movie the white woman coming over to get fucked. The same shit with, I heard somebody bringing up Patty Hearst the other day. What was I watching? Oh, it was some shit where, and I almost reacted to this video. It was about Patty Hearst being kidnapped. That was the language they're using. Like, that bitch wasn't kidnapped. What the fuck are you talking about? She was digmatized and led the revolution. She was power to the people. Yeah, she like the, remember on I'm Gonna Get You Sucker when the white lady came out, she even got the white kids and shit. That's what that black dude, who if Andrew Charles' mama fucking a black dude, she gonna have Andrew Charles and his sister dressed in dashikis with the kufi on top of their head, reading them damn poems that the little kids was reading on I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. But the fact with going back to Life, and when they put that shit in there with the dude and the white girl coming out when she have her baby, and the dad falls out because the baby got curly hair and the baby already dark, they going around, is this your baby boy? And everybody talking, I'm the pappy, and she looking, the dad looking mad, she want her baby back, and she giving it up to a nigga who was a mute. That's how they were clowning on that movie Life. She was giving the cooch up to a motherfucker who couldn't speak to her and who couldn't hear. She had to talk sign language to the motherfucker. And that's just how deep it goes with that shit. So let me get a camera to direct the next time Hollywood wants to make a slave movie. We can have all that picking the cotton shit, the white man whipping the black man with the whip and all that shit. Let me direct that shit. We're gonna have all that shit in it, but we're gonna also have that whip being taken from that white man, he getting beat the fuck up and moving past that and never using that whip again. And we'll also show the white wives, the daughters of the plantation owner going out here getting fucked by these black folks and hiding these mulatto babies. Oh yeah. But they don't want to hear that shit. They love to hear that empowerment shit that some black people love to give them. Let me direct a Hollywood movie. Who is this? Tyler Perry, Steven Spielberg. Sign me up. Let me direct this movie. Kugler, you want it? Let's work together. Let me be a assistant director and writer in this film. And that's what we're going to put in. It'll be the coldest slave fucking movie in existence. And it need to be at a minimum 2 hours, 30 minutes, because it need to be detailed. It need to be graphic from all levels. And it'll be the deepest shit that even white folks have to learn it. And white people need to learn it. And especially these immigrant groups, especially the immigrant groups who don't know shit about America. All that assimilation shit ain't going to get you nowhere. But I got to make me a video about white privilege versus DI. Oh, I got to go with that. And then Arnold Boxer says, can't get right, says, beating the brakes off that white girl coochie in the movie Life. Facts. And I'm glad they put that shit in there. Arnold Boxer said the movie Mandingo says, and Drum says, starring Ken Norton, says like that. Says he was smashing white women, says, and kicking white men's butt. But see, they were doing it from the black exploitation films and making it like on some shaft shit, but in a slave role, just kicking a white man ass. That was time like down with whitey type shit. I want to put this shit from a historic standpoint. Up in all that shit, we can go from the slave, capturing the slaves and them putting up the fight, being captured. We can do the boat ride. Fuck that. Let's go for the gusto in this shit. We go in a boat ride over to this motherfucker, all that shit. We can go graphic, going to the auction blocks, arriving on a American port, going through all that shit, being family separated. But we're gonna also deal with these white ladies getting fucked by these dudes. And I guarantee you'll watch people walk out that fucking film. They'll highlight all that other shit. They'll walk out on that shit. Ooh wee. Then they'll walk out on the fighting scenes. Ooh wee. Let me get the direction. Let me get the writing teaming up to write some shit like that and direct that shit. Ooh, give me motherfucking like 30. What's the awards you win for movies? Because I'm watching on the award shows. They can do me how they used to do the black folks. Like, you can't come to the award show. I don't give a fuck. The movie did what it did, and the motherfucking impact it had. Oh, it's gonna hurt people, but over a while, people be, oh wow, I'm so sorry. I didn't know I was like that. Same way they go with the way they were with Bob Marley at some point. Praise and love him. Same with Ali. Same thing with refusing to run away from history and talking dumbass DEI higher shit. But folks, that's all I got. I'm off this mug. Andrew Charles, man, we'll see you back in here again. But make sure you think before you write some old dumb shit and thinking that it's American when it's not. I speak true American shit, and for the rest of people watching as well. Whether you're offended, if you're offended by any of that shit, the problem is with you. And you may be a little bit slow. So please watch it from the beginning, rewatch it twice or whatever. Subscribe, like, and share, all that good shit. I know boxing, which I rarely ever do that shit. I know boxing says, so will the history books say this Iran war is a big loss for America? Absolutely. But not for America. It's a loss for Trump. Because this ain't really an American war. This is Trump shit. The motherfucker who claimed that the American military never been this strong since he fixed America. It ain't never been this and that. Nigga, fuck your war. Nigga, we watching NASA and Artemis. Nigga, we don't give a fuck about Trump weak-ass military full of white dudes. He trying to hegseg them, put in place and shit. They losing because the nigga hegseg want to play KKK with the military and shit. I read watch this black dude fly around the fucking moon and shit. Fuck what Trump and them got going on. And I only follow it when Iran put some shit out. Other than that, it's about Artemis. Them motherfuckers been some badass shit. A black dude and got up there, which I always like that Apollo shit. I always used to think maybe I'll be an astronaut one day, but this black dude got that shit. And I ain't follow the pathway of that shit, but I just love seeing that shit. The reactions from these people. If y'all ain't watching that shit, it's a lot of profound shit from a technological standpoint of not advancing shit to build bombs and kill shit. These people out here researching, probably going, so hopefully they never turn to Moore's mission into know some old demonic shit like these people are known to do. Maybe Trump will want to do that shit. Niggas start putting missiles and bullets and shit up there like these sorry motherfuckers love to do. But now I'm out of here, folks. Peace, peace.